Gear Patrol calls their new dive watch the best sub-$500 dive watch. Full stop. Men's Health rated them as the most stylish solar watch in the game. Who are we talking about? It's Movement. They're leveling up your gift giving with the sleekest watches you can buy and the biggest deals of the season. From their innovative ceramic materials to sexy automatic divers, from ultra-thin dress watches to solar-powered statement pieces, and everything in between, Movement is making sure you're the good gifter this year for your family, your friends, or for yourself. And now you can take advantage of 30 to 50% off Movement's California clean watches, jewelry, and accessories to get them a gift they'll never forget. With fast, free shipping and returns and amazing bang for your buck, Movement makes for a relaxed shopping experience. And with one-size-fits-all watches, it's an easy, elegant gifting experience too. Shop 30 to 50% off now at mvmt.com. That's mvmt.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Potted Together podcast. I'm Nicole, and I'm joined by my beautiful, lovely, wonderful co-host, Adam and Becca. Hi.
Hey,
Hello.
Yeah.
As soon as I said that, Leo was like, he got closer to me, like, well, who are you saying hi to? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, who's here? What's going on? What's happening?
It's just...
So, yeah. Let's talk about what's happening. But first, we want to talk about what today's episode's going to be about. And this is always a favorite topic of mine. But today's episode's going to be about bringing your plants inside, prepping your plants for a season change. How about that?
It's fall, y'all.
Happy fall, y'all.
Happy fall, y'all. When...
I went to...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I was just at Target a little while ago, and they have their end caps ready, and they're ready for fall, and it's pumpkin spice everything. And I am that girl. I love me some pumpkin spice everything. So it just put me in this good mood in that moment, you know?
PSL,
so
baby.
Good. PSL. Oh my gosh. There's this, we should do a post on our Instagram, like a special post for our fall Starbucks orders, like our favorite fall drink. I found one on TikTok that's like pretty intricate. Like I need to read it off to order it, but it is so good.
Did you have
You
it?
need to share that with me.
I've had it twice, and it's like the drink is $7.50, so it's ridiculous. But I was like, oh my, because it has oat milk in it. I think why it's so expensive. You could probably do it with like dairy milk, and it would probably be cheaper.
Yeah.
But still, it is so good. It literally tastes like fall. Like more, it tastes more fall than like a pumpkin spice, whatever. It's so good.
Ooh, can I order from Dutch Bros? Because that's the only like frou coffee place I go to.
Yeah. What's your go-to
Dutch
at
Bros.
Dutch?
Well, I don't really have a go-to. Well, okay, so if anyone doesn't know, Dutch Brothers is like, I think it is an Arizona chain, or is it just West Coast?
I think it's
just
only
Arizona.
Yeah.
It's so good, but
It has a cult
I don't think
following
we've talked
as well.
yeah, I don't think we've talked about this on the pod, but they must, like, it must be in their employee instructions that they have to make small talk with you to a point where it's like cringy, because I'm just like, please stop talking to me. Like like they'll be like, how's your day going? Good. If you say good, they'll be like, what are you up to today? And then they ask all of these open-ended questions to like have a conversation, but part of me is just like, we don't need this anymore.
It's not good for, if you're introverted, it's not a good thing. It's
like,
funny because the last time I was in Arizona, Adam was coming to help us move, or to help us like move some boxes into the truck. And I was like, well, you want me to go to Dutch Brothers? And he's like, oh my God, yes, please, you go. So you can handle talking to them, because I can't handle it. But I'm so curious to know if that is a thing. Like if anybody's listening and works at Dutch Brothers, DM us and let us know if that's like in the job requirements.
It definitely has to be. But they're so nice. Like they are so nice.
They're so nice.
And if it's like your first time at Dutch Bros, they will give you a free drink. Like it's very kind. But they have a bunch of like secret menu options, and so I haven't really gotten too much there. I do like their chai because Nicole got me the chai the last time. But I
Chai's
recently
good.
had what's called the Bob Marley. It was
Oh.
so good. It was like a coffee, banana, caramel, chocolate drink.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. But I get the ones that are like
you like nanners in your
blended.
drinks and stuff.
Yeah. Nanners.
Nanners.
But yeah.
Them nanners.
The other day, I recently like hopped into this while I was looking for a coffee shop because I was on the way to do something. And there's this place in Phoenix called Bikini Coffee. And I was like, I bet it's girls wearing bikinis.
Oh.
100%. Like,
Was it?
yeah, it's kind of like one of those small little drive-through boxes. And they're in like these little bikinis, which power to them. They chose to work there. But I'm just sitting here thinking like, what man invented this
Right.
company?
I was just going to say, were there any men in Speedos?
And
Because,
that's
I
the thing.
mean,
There was a guy working at the one I went to. There was a girl and a guy, super kind, but he was in like shorts and a t-shirt. And I'm like, look, I want to see
Yeah.
you in a Speedo. If she's out here with her TNA showing, let's see that BPL. Like, that's all I'm saying.
BPL? L?
Visible penis
What?
line.
PP.
V.
VPL.
V as in
Oh,
Victor.
V.
P as in Paul.
You know, I learn something new every day with you two.
Oh my god. That is such a thing. Like when you can see like the horizontal line. It's kind
Yeah.
of scary. It kind of scares me, honestly. Every time I see that, I'm like, uh-oh.
That's why I was like, I will never wear gym shorts out in public. Like, I just, no.
No gray sweatpants for you.
Yeah, I never understood that. It's like the same thing at Hooters. Like they advertise Hooters. Sorry for anybody that works at Hooters. Like great wings, love it there. But like, you know, it's about like owls. Like that's like their whole theme is like owls, like Hooters. You know, but then like
But
the
it's
girls
also like
are in
pits,
super
like Hooters, right?
right, exactly.
Yeah,
But like
yeah,
I
yeah.
think that over the years it's changed a little bit there because when I first went there years ago, it was like bra and shorts. Like that was everybody, bra and shorts. But now, you know, I think it's just like tighter clothing. But like the guys they're fully clothed. They're in t-shirts and like pants. Like, you know, I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't understand that.
Yeah.
Let's see some skin, fellas.
Yeah, let's see some
Yeah.
skin. Let's see some equality in the skin showing here. There's literally nothing wrong with like working there and liking that. Like that's so fun, I
No.
bet. It's
Yeah.
just why is it only the women in these outfits?
Right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because I'm
Well,
sure
we
somewhere
know
down
why.
the line.
Yes, we do.
We know why, but that's just
Could
a
you
good
just
time.
imagine just like a guy rolling up there be like, no homo, bro, but those Speedos look so good on you.
Honestly, if a
God, I
guy
hate
looks
that
good
saying.
in a Speedo, if a girl looks good, like what's so weird about just telling them? You know, like man, you look good in that Speedo. You look good in that swimsuit. They're there for a reason. Even if you know
Yeah.
you're straight, whatever. Tell them.
Yeah, it's insecurities.
Dax Shepard has a podcast called Armchair Expert, which I love, and he talked about whenever he got in like the best shape physically, like muscles and stuff, it was never women who commented on it. It was always men. Like men
Yeah.
were the ones being like, dude, your arms look amazing, and women were just ever like, whatever, no big, like they don't care.
Oh my gosh, did he dive in any further than that? Because that's a
I mean,
totally.
I think he has, but I don't remember it. I just know that he said guys are the ones that comment most on his physical body.
Okay.
Straight
let
guys.
Let me just have a moment here. That is the male gaze because men, like I'm on this side of TikTok where it's like men actually are all gay and they just don't know.
Yeah, we
Like
know.
there's like things like that. They'll still be
Everybody-
like men. Yeah, like men live their lives mostly to impress other men. They think they're trying to impress other like women. But like the bulking up the muscle thing, like women, like I guess I'm not going to say all women aren't attracted to that because definitely there's a market for it. But like women, I feel like are much more like looking at what you say and how you act first, and then they'll look at
Yeah.
your body. Like, I don't know. I've never been into super muscly guys. I've always kind of liked the scrawny, like funny guy.
The approachable man.
The approachable
Yeah.
man. But yeah, like
That's true though. Yeah, that is true because Jay's starting to bulk up and he's like comparing pictures from like years ago because he works out 3 times a week, pretty hardcore. And he's like, you know, he's like flexing and look, babe, you know, I'm flexing now if anybody's wondering. And I'm just like, yeah, cool. Yeah, you look great. And he's like, really? And I'm like, well, I mean, like, doesn't look that much different than you looked when you were working out before. Like, of course you're going to bulk up. You're lifting those heavy ass weights over there, you know? And he's just like, I don't know why I bother, you know? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I know why you bother because you know, you want to look good. I get it.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny because I've never really been into that either.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, honestly, those guys kind of scare me when they're like super big. Like I feel like they're gonna like judge me and like think I'm chubby because I'm not like ripped. You know what I mean? Like it just makes me feel weird to like. I've never been into really muscular guys. I think that's why. Like, are they gonna like judge me?
I think subconsciously, yeah. It's probably my same thought too. Because I worked in a gym. I worked for Expert Fitness for like 6 years, and I was the operations manager there. And I had an office like outside of the gym area, and I would be super like intimidated almost just to go to the front desk and like pass the personal trainers and plus I dealt with a lot of like sexual discrimination within that job, so I feel like that whole maybe that's why. And I started there young. It was like I think I was 19 to 24 when I worked there, and it was just like not a healthy work environment, you know.
I'm the same way about big muscly people because I'm like, you know, sometimes on Saturday morning I want to wake up and then plop my ass on the couch and not move the entire day. So like this whole gym tan laundry shit, no, I don't have time for that.
No.
I don't want to feel bad about myself. Like I don't want to just like get romantic with the lights off all the time because I'm feeling bad.
You look better with the lights off. Better. Oh, I was listening to Enrique Iglesias the other day, and he has this song about. It's called "Don't Turn Off the Lights," so you can just, you know, given the context in which I'm bringing this up. But I used to sing that as like a 5-year-old girl with my mom. I was like, "Don't turn off the lights. I need to know that what I'm doing is right." I'm like, I have no idea what I'm saying, but like I listened to the album like a couple days ago. I'm like, wow, Enrique wants to like see their face while he's, you know,
I feel like I'm on TikTok where it's like a bunch of older people like ourselves listening to songs we used to like belt in the car and sing, but they're so inappropriate. Like City High, do you remember that song? What would you do if your chum was at home?
Oh my God, yeah.
She's basically talking about prostitution to take care of her kid, and we're all just like jamming in high school.
Oh my God, that's so me. Like, and you know what's funny is I like Jay's a few years older than me, and we both grew up listening to hip hop, and I was a huge Biggie fan, and I'm listening to these songs again, and I'm just like, wait. And he's like, tell me you didn't know that like that's what he meant. And I was like, no, I honestly didn't. Like I never really listened to CDs or like albums. I just listened to music on the radio, and they would blur all that out, you know. So like Tupac is not the person I thought he was either. Let me just tell you. I'm like, oh my God.
And Becca, you should hop on that TikTok trend with that song about just like little 13-year-olds you in the back of the car just being like grinding.
Literally have no idea. I'm like, oh. Wow. Yeah. It's a little interesting.
God.
That's fun though.
We went from coffee to this. Look at us. Look at us go.
I don't even know.
Wow.
Where's the catch-ups? You know, we just went straight for the gossip.
Yeah, that was like total tangent land. So who wants to... We'll keep the catch-up relatively short, I guess.
Sure. Well, why don't you go, Becca? I want to hear what your week's been like.
Okay, my week has been me doing like holiday decor. I'm doing some fall decor stuff. I'm making fabric pumpkins, you know, just having fun, doing little things. Should I talk about the nail saga? Just quickly.
Yeah.
Tell us the story.
Okay, so I'm kind of obsessed with nail art right now. I'm just in a moment. And all of the nail art that I see online is like long nails, you know, French tips, blah, blah, blah. But those things look bad on short nails, like in my opinion. I was like, I just don't know about this. And I've never been a person who liked having long nails ever. So I was like, you know what, let me just try it. So I went and got some press-ons and I put them on Monday night, and it is Thursday and I just popped them all off because I couldn't do it. I already trimmed them shorter, but it was still too long. I just like need my fingertips to survive. Like I was thinking to myself, maybe I could, you know, go a little longer. I can adapt to this and like change my ways. But I was like, I don't want to. I like my short nails. I like being able to use my fingers. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just these things. So I'm not a long nail person. I never will be. So that was a realization this week. Another realization this week is most of my garden is powdery mildew. And yeah, it was one of those things where I was like, oh, well, you know, it's not that bad. I can just ignore it. And like I was with spider mites at the beginning of, you know, I was like, it might be spider mites. I'm just going to ignore it and it'll just go away. I did the same thing now with the powdery mildew, and it's like all over my zucchini. It's getting on my cantaloupe, and I saw some on my pumpkins. So I'm just like, well, I guess I need to figure this out.
Is it on the fruit or is it on just the leaves?
Just the leaves.
So here's my question. Does it really affect the fruit or does it just like prohibit the new growth?
I think it like, because it's like a white powdery thing over the top of the leaves. So I think that it prevents the plant from like photosynthesizing. Okay, obviously this is like off the cuff, just with like the knowledge that I've gained about plants. Like I'm thinking of it similarly to dust. Like it just covers the plant, and it's a fungus. So it like grows, and then like the plant can't photosynthesize. So then the fruit aren't getting the nutrients because the leaves aren't getting the nutrients. I think that's how it works. That could be totally off. Like literally don't quote me on that, please, or come for me. I'm going to Google it later.
I mean, it's crazy that like you have this powdery mildew, but you're still able to get your melons to grow. Like, how do you get your melons to grow?
I just planted them, and it's so wild. Yeah.
It's so wild.
Yeah.
To me.
Honestly, though, like the concept of like growing food and it being that easy is so wild to me because like, okay, the garden was hard because I had to build this huge structure, obviously. But when it actually came to growing the plants, it was very easy, like very, very easy. And I live in a great place to do this kind of stuff, you know. I don't know if it's different in Arizona because it's freaking hot or whatever, but like people grow food all over the place. And I just once again want to encourage you, no matter what situation you're living in, go get a pot of tomatoes, you know, cherry tomatoes, and have it on your porch, have it on your balcony. Like it's literally so easy. You just water them and they will make food. Like it's so easy. To me, it's like, I don't know. I just don't see myself ever not growing food again. Like even if I live in an apartment again at some point, I will just always have at least a tomato plant. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because they're so delicious, and I've saved a lot of money on groceries already. And I don't know.
Good.
I feel like my harvest was a lot shorter than most people's because I planted late, but I'm still like overwhelmed. Like I just picked off 18 cucumbers from the vines that were overripe, and I can't even use them, which sucks because, okay, I thought that the cucumbers were coming in kind of small, so I left them on the vine to see if they'd get any bigger, but then they started turning yellow, and then I found out that I left them on the vine for too long. So that was a sad realization. Lots of waste.
Yeah.
No, I don't know
Wait,
what to do with
It's a
them.
learning process.
Could you slice them up and put them over your eyes like a little spa moment, like they do in the movies?
Ooh.
I could definitely do that, but also there's 18 of them.
Lots of spa nights.
That would require 1/4 of one of them. Yeah.
Not if you're having a spa. Not if you're having spa time like 3 times a day. I mean,
okay,
it could be an
perfect.
excuse.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so there's more cucumbers growing in, and I'll pick them faster because like before they didn't taste bad, but these ones were like kind of bitter, like they tasted sour, you know, so they were bad. So anyway, that was a learning lesson for me. I don't know. There's just been so many lessons, and I'm excited to do some fall crops. I'm going to grow some carrots, some broccoli, some kale.
Yum.
Fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
What's the update on the greenhouse sitch? I saw the video.
Yeah, is there an update?
Oh, okay. I really want to buy that greenhouse. So on my channel, I have a video called "Am I Getting a Greenhouse?" and the thumbnail's me looking scared. Okay, so I looked at that greenhouse. The only thing is it's like a lot of wood. So that's why the price is so high, I think. But it's $6,600. And that's not including like tax and everything else. So it'll probably be closer to $7,000.
Yeah, because you'll have to make some more ventilation, you said, right?
Yeah. I'm going to have to probably get like fans to put in those window cutouts. So it's just like, ultimately, if this was my forever home, I don't know. If I had a lot more money than I do, I might just do that because it's the easiest option because they deliver it for free and they'll just drop it at my place. But, you know, I don't know. So it's very expensive and it's not exactly what I wanted. So I just don't feel like it would be very smart. And obviously I can't take it with me when I move. So I don't want to invest like that much money into it. Like I was hoping to spend like $5,000 at most, like cap. But that's not going to happen.
Like with your cement foundation, etc.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money just for a slab of foundation is like a couple $1,000s, right?
Yeah, especially for how big I want it to be. So like I just don't know if I might just abandon the greenhouse idea and make like a tunnel. You know what I mean? Like, have you seen Pam's tunnel?
Plants?
Yeah, she made like a tunnel. I might try to just get something like that. Just so that it's like, I don't know, a lot cheaper and still good, but just not, I don't know.
Where was your plan to put it? Back by the garden?
Yeah, I wanted it to be by the garden so that they could all like be near each other.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I'm just wondering, if you got a realtor out and like ask them if that would improve your property any by adding a garden bed and adding a greenhouse. And if it would, if you know you're going to make more money off of the house because you improved it in that way, then maybe it's worth it. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like
before you did it.
Yeah. I feel like it definitely would. Like if the house had all of that, I would.
Or not a realtor, an estimator or whatever they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. An appraiser or whatever.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. I don't know. Like if a house, even just with the garden alone, if a house had that garden, I would have paid, and my house was priced higher, I would have paid more, you know? But that's just me. I'm a plant person. Not everybody's like that.
Right, that's true. And they might say no because some people might not care about it. So yeah,
like it's a little extra work or whatever. But I don't know. Like a garden already set up for you is like a huge. I feel like I'm in. This is the house I want. I don't care if the inside looks bad. We can fix it.
Yeah, or if you move, I mean, you can always. It's your option to always try to sell it yourself. Like sell it. Make some of your money back. I mean, it is a beautiful structure. It really is. And I'm sure it's worth that because whoever made it, you know, and you said that it's from the Amish community. They have amazing furniture. Like, the best.
Well, that one isn't the Amish one. That one was just like a building company.
Oh,
the Amish one would be around 5,000 because it's like that one would be like metal and the polycarbonate sheeting. So like that would have been fine too. It's just this one is like way prettier, you know?
Is it?
It's so pretty. It's gorgeous.
It's so pretty.
So that's the struggle, and I don't know. I might just wait to tackle that next year because I don't know. It's just a big expense.
If you're feeling it is. That's what I was gonna say. If you're not feeling it 100%, then maybe it is better just to sleep on it some more, you know?
Yeah, but in another situation with a lot more money, I would definitely just buy it because it's so pretty.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah.
Right off.
All right. But that's all for me. I don't really have anything else besides that. So.
Well, Adam.
Oh yeah, so my brother came to visit me. I think I talked about that last week that he was coming. So he flew in on Friday, and we did a little night swim because he was like so excited that I had a pool. Which honestly, I don't swim at night very often because like the scorps.
You don't?
The scorps come out at night.
Oh yeah.
And those like snakes that only are like nocturnal. But we did a little night swim. I live my life in fear. I let fear control me.
Yeah.
You could just get an exterminator.
That was fun. Saturday, kind of like went around town, did a few things, went to Top Golf, which, by the way, I'm not a golfer. I think I would enjoy golfing, but growing up, my brother's left-handed and so is my father. So like he automatically got the clubs passed down, you know. I was a little ding, and my brother wasn't, so like I just felt like they just assumed I wouldn't like golf, but I do really enjoy golf. But I've been afraid to go to Top Golf, even though I heard it's like going to a bowling alley, but I was afraid to go without someone who had been before. Like that's how I usually roll. Like I need to know the inside information. I need to know like what you're supposed to do when you get there. Like I don't like going in not knowing. So since Curtis has been there, we decided to go to Top Golf on Saturday, and I had a freaking blast. Like, it was so much fun. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a little bit pricey. On the Tuesdays is like half price Tuesday, so I was like told Steve, I was like, we're gonna come back here for like date nights because like we both had a lot of fun.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, that was good, and then we went to Sedona on Sunday. Which
I saw your pictures.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Which was crazy as far as the traffic goes. But the trails were kind of...
Oh, was it?
The trails weren't packed, but it was a free day for the like the state parks or whatever, so I didn't have to pay for that.
That's good.
That's nice.
Yeah, and we hiked up to a vortex, charged our chi, re-energized.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. But I sometimes forget like how my body is compared to others, like as far as lanky. Because I was like the last part of like the hike was like a scramble up to the top, and I was like, my monkey legs were just like boop boop boop.
Yeah, you got those long ass legs.
I looked behind me, and like my brother's girlfriend, who's very short, is struggling, and Steve, who's shorter than I am, was like, I don't know how the heck I'm gonna get down, but we got there and we made it out safely.
Yeah, those pictures were really pretty.
Oh my gosh. I love Sedona. I'm so glad that you got to go. I'm glad that you get to just like go there all the time. It seems like you've been so many times.
Yeah. It's such a beautiful place. Well, obviously you know how beautiful it is. It's just like, I don't know. It's amazing. Like downtown Sedona, I don't really care for because it's just like those cheesy shops and like a few restaurants, but like the outdoor stuff, so good.
Yeah.
Oh, and I posted a picture on my Instagram of Steve and I, but Steve was like standing on a rock, but literally everyone thought he was taller than me. They're like, "You're so tall. How tall is this guy?" Because he was like above me.
Wait, hold on a second. Is it on your Not Dude?
Oh, yeah, it was just on my stories, so you might not have saw
stories.
it.
Oh. But now you can text it to us.
But it was a cute picture. I'll text it to you guys.
I feel like I did see it, but I didn't it didn't register to me that, oh wait, you changed your feed. As of August 13th, you changed your feed.
Yeah,
Adam?
So it was getting like increasingly harder for me to picture plants. And so like it was easier to do with just the white wall instead of colored, but I think I'll do a little mix. I don't know.
Okay, I didn't notice that he was taller.
Okay, yeah, I didn't notice that either, honestly. Like I remember seeing this, but it didn't register like, oh, Steve's taller than him in this photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cute, by the way. Your smiles are great.
Well, I think we're smiling so far because he almost fell off the rock. That's why he's like holding onto me. Because I did a surprise selfie. I was like, picture. But
Yeah. He'd have to be like 6'8" to be that much taller than you.
Yeah. That's what people were like, damn, how tall is this dude? And then everyone was just like, your brother is so handsome. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm cuter, right?
I told my mom, I was like, oh, this is Adam's brother. I was like, they look very much alike. Like, you guys do.
Yeah,
you're definitely brothers.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, he's cute. I was like, okay, calm down, Mom.
But yeah, it was a good visit. They left on Monday. Then we kind of had like a little pool gathering with some friends Monday afternoon, and went and saw Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Oh.
The new Marvel.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel wants to see that.
It is so good.
Really?
Like, no spoilers. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it was... I don't know if maybe it was just because, sometimes when I get knocked off my schedule, so like not a lot of sleep, which is what happened because my brother likes to stay up late, but I feel like overly emotional. So like I almost cried so many times in the movie theater over that movie, but I was like, it was a very good movie. I really enjoyed it.
Don't you hate that when you're with people and you don't want to cry during a movie? So like you look like to the corner of or maybe this is just me. You look to the corner of the screen and you're just focused on that corner. You're like, okay, this way I won't cry because I'm not looking at the screen. That's me.
Or you just like let out a laugh, but it's like...
It's like a scream cry, but like you cover it up as a laugh.
Yeah.
Oh my
But yeah,
gosh.
that was the highlights of my last week.
Cool.
Good times.
Well, that sounds like fun. You had a lot going on last week. It's always nice when you have people visit, but then like when they leave, you're just like, oh my God, like you're just exhausted,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
you got to clean up and then you have to like recharge and like get back to work. And it's just so hard to come off that
Yeah.
having company feeling. Okay, so let's see my week. Okay, a couple things. Kitchen's almost done. I'm not sure if you're new here. I'm getting my kitchen done. If you've been listening, you already know this. But I'm doing a little highlight bubble on my Instagram page of the process, and I watched it back yesterday, and I was like, I'm glad I'm doing this because it's kind of cool, like to see the stages,
Yeah.
And then we can look back at it. But the countertop's not in yet. That's pretty much what we're waiting on. So that'll determine like when the rest of the kitchen gets finished. But my mom's very anxious about still not being able to really fully cook. And it's been a lot of ordering out. So we're just like in this very unhealthy stage of life. But it's okay. It'll be done soon. But what I did do, which is pretty exciting. Well, I didn't do it. I had our landscapers do it because it was a lot of work and like I just couldn't do it. But we dug the whole garden out because we did not have as much success as Miss De La Plants over here.
Oh.
Yeah, if you've also been following my garden journey, it's not really even a journey. Whatever the old owners of this house had in there just completely took over the bed. So we had bees in there, which now I can't remember what they were. Do you remember what we said that they were? My exterminator told us. Anyway, they were hornets
like
of some kind.
or I don't know. It was like black and white and
Yeah, it was a hornet, and he was like, "Listen, they're just like foraging off the leaves. Like, just leave them alone. They're not going to hurt anything." But our dogs kept going in there and they kept like digging their heads in there. We were worried they were going to get stung, and literally it wasn't producing any fruit. So we were just like, okay, we're done.
What was it?
I have no idea what it was. At first we thought it was like a runner bean, but nothing happened. No fruit at all. So I don't know, but I'm not a gardener either. So I don't know. It could have been something we were doing wrong. Like we weren't, I don't know. Listen, you talk about how easy it was to grow your veggies, your melons. If this was a vegetable, who the heck knows how long it would have taken to produce any type of...
It looked like some sort of like squash / zucchini.
Yeah, I was going to say cucumbers.
That's what we thought.
Yeah.
That's what we thought, but everybody had already gotten their fruit. Like, where was the fruit then?
Well,
like,
maybe
nothing.
Maybe they were just choking each other out because like...
Could be.
Yeah,
for sure. Like there could have been multiple plants planted in that little bed that weren't they just kind of choked everything out. So we cut it all down and our landscapers dug out like, I don't even know how many gallons of dirt, but it was like maybe 20, 30 wheelbarrows worth of soil. Because if we didn't do that, I knew that whatever that was, the seeds were in there and they were going to come back next year and they were going to mess up whatever we had going on in there. Because it's sad because the soil was pretty healthy. Like there were tons of worms in it and We left some behind, and like, you know, just other insects that were good for the bed, and I'm kind of sad about that, but whatever. We're going to start from scratch next spring. So I'm really excited about that. And I think I'm going to plant some sunflowers behind it, so like your sunflowers are just so
Oh my gosh,
pretty.
They're huge.
They're
Jack and the
huge.
Beanstalk.
Yeah.
And that one you were standing under, literally, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh my God, it looks like a giant outdoor shower head. And then you said that, and I was like, wait, yeah, for sure.
It's like 10 feet tall. Like, I've never seen a sunflower that big. It was so weird.
Yeah.
And it's
gosh.
kind of
Crazy.
sad, though, because it only bloomed that one time, and the bloom only lasted like a week or two, and now it's done, you know? So, like,
I don't think that they last that long, though.
No, they
like
don't.
The flowers, I don't think so. No.
I'm going to try to get the seeds off of it, though.
Yeah, I love when they dry,
yeah.
and then the seed area is like the Fibonacci sequence. Like, you can just see it. It's just like,
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really cool. And then one more thing. So I was unpacking all of my boxes downstairs because I still had all of my kitchen stuff in boxes. So we're going to have a garage sale in like the middle of October. But I was like separating stuff that's going to go in the new kitchen and stuff that's going to be sold in the garage sale. And I put a glass on the floor and it broke. So I picked it up and like I went to go drop the shards of glass into the glass to throw it away. And I was standing like right over the glass and it like popped back up. And I swear a piece of glass flew in my eye. And I could not find it. Like I flushed my eye out with water, but like every so often there's like this little blur or like I feel like a little something and I'm just like,
I don't like that.
like I know I'm in denial about it because because I obviously have to go get it looked at, but I'm just like, oh my God, if I lose my eyesight, guys, I'm done. Like my career's over, you know? So,
Oh, gosh.
so yeah. So I have to, it's my left eye, which is not my dominant eye, like to shoot with, which I guess is a good thing, but still it's scary. It's a very scary thing.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose your eye, Nicole.
Get your ass to an eye doctor.
I know.
I'm going to pester you about this.
Okay. But anyway, so that was my week. So let's talk about prepping our plants for colder weather. And I guess we could talk about hotter weather too. Like depending on what parts of the country you're in, you could be coming out of winter and going into spring. I think Australia is in that stage of life right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but where we're at, well, where me and Becca are, we're in the Midwest. So it's starting to enter the fall season. And it's pretty much the case for a lot of people in the U.S. But it's funny because before we started recording, I was watching the news and I told Adam, I was like, well, I don't know if this topic really pertains to you because it's like 110 degrees this week in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Are you just over it?
Yeah, I am. Because like we don't get fall colors here or fall weather until it seems like December, January.
Yeah.
But don't you take like a road trip? Or haven't you taken a road trip like the past couple years to go up to like Flagstaff or wherever where you could get that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
Oh my
that's
gosh,
nice.
Adam, you should go to the aspen forest this fall in Flagstaff.
Oh, I love aspen trees so much.
Yeah, it's like thousands of aspen trees, like as far as the eye can see. You just hike through them, and the hike is pretty easy. And like, it is so beautiful. I've never seen anything like that.
Oh, yep. I'm gonna have to do it because their foliage turns almost like fire colors, like just
Yeah.
like
So pretty.
And then you can wear your jean jacket.
yeah.
Oh my
You
gosh.
have to wear that at least once a year. We have to make sure you're in that
If
jean
it can
jacket.
fit around my COVID body.
Oh my gosh, relatable.
Fat
Relatable.
man in a little coat.
Oh, speaking of, let me just touch on this. So I'm getting stuff ready for the garage sale, and I have this old Michael Kors winter coat, and I'm like, oh, let's see if this fits. And I put it on, and it literally won't even go over my chest. Like it stops like right at the nips. And Jay's sitting on the couch, and Like, I take it off and I'm like, all right, I guess this is getting sold. And he's like, oh my God, that was like a $200 coat. And I was like, oh my God, it doesn't cover my breasts. I can't wear this in the winter. He's like, yeah, I guess you're right.
Wait, would Mia be able to wear it?
It's like one of those real puffy, long, like down to your knees coats.
Ooh.
Like tundra. Yeah, like bundle up for the tundra type coat.
I need one of those. I have one that goes to like mid-thigh, like slightly above the knee. I don't feel a thing. Nothing is getting through that coat. Like, it is so warm. Oh my God.
Yep, that's what this one was. But it's not her style. So I know she won't. And neither will Tia.
Yeah.
Well, Tia's bigger than me now. So taller than me. But anyway, so yeah, back to plants. So actually, I kind of started prepping my plants to bring a few of them in, and we've also started cutting down some of our shrubs. Have you started anything yet, Becca, or is still all of your stuff outside? I know you're like fall crafting, but like, what are you doing with your plants?
Yeah, well, I haven't done anything to like overwinter my outside stuff yet, but I probably will, like, once it is getting closer to like the 30s, like, once it's getting closer to freezing, I'll probably do that. But I'm pretty sure you're supposed to like chop things down and then cover them in mulch, or no? I honestly don't know.
Well, you don't have to. Some shrubs you do have to cover in mulch, some you don't. Like hostas, you don't. But that's what we just did this morning, actually. It was so it got down to 53 in Chicago last night, which is still fine. Like, you don't have to start overwintering your ground plants yet. Like you said, closer to freezing temps. But we had something eating our front yard hostas. I think it was grubs. I don't know, but they looked really bad. And I was like, they're not getting any healthier. Like, they're just done. So you just cut them all back to like stubs.
Yeah.
So just like tiny little stubs sticking out. And then we added a bag of mulch around them. Like, so just gave it some fresh mulch. And it looks really good. And I'm just like, okay, cool. But now my hope is that because we still have some 80-degree days coming up, I'm hoping that they don't start to like grow again. You know?
Yeah.
They might.
I was going to say they might.
I don't know.
They might have little leaves come out again. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, they might. So I don't know.
I would say like.
But as far as. Oh, go ahead.
The hydrangeas, I don't think I ever covered mine outdoors. Like, I did anything special for winter. Because I'm trying to think of what you had outside. You had hydrangeas, and then you had the hostas.
Yeah. Yours in the front.
Yeah, it's hydrangeas and hostas, which, by the way, I replaced the hydrangeas that Daniel killed, and they're still, like, kind of alive. They have leaves on them that are growing again after I put them in pots. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. These are just going to go somewhere else because it was too sunny for them in that spot anyway. And so I bought 3 new hydrangeas. One of them just straight up died like the next day after I planted it. And I was like, what the heck? So I'm going to have to go back to the nursery and be like, hey. Because, like, if you didn't know, nurseries, if you plant in the ground, will sometimes replace the plant if it dies. Just little.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it just depends on their policy. Like, I don't know if they will, but, like, it literally died the next day. And I was trying to see if it was just going through shock. But, like, it has not come back yet. I don't see any green. So I'm like, okay.
Hey, that was quick.
I know.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened. I did the same thing with the other 2 plants, and those ones are fine. So anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, usually those are pretty resilient, you know?
Yeah, it's so weird. Somebody told me that they're the Fittonia of outside plants, though. Which I was like,
Oh,
yeah.
Dangerous.
But yeah, that flower bed is going to be covered in leaves, like big time. Like my front area, my front walkway, you have to wade through leaves like snow, and there's no
Yeah.
like there's not even a point to pick them up because there's just that many falling at all times. Like I'll sweep it up and then literally in an hour it'll be covered again. So I'm like, okay, well, that bed will just be overwintered. I'm just gonna have leaves fall on top of it, and I'm not gonna move them. Like, whatever.
Yeah. Well, dead leaves are good mulch too, so
Yeah.
you can always just keep them around there. But that's funny because you have those giant trees there that are just they're shedding.
But yeah, I'm so excited for my maple tree to turn because it turns like the most beautiful crimson red, and the leaves fall on the ground and they look so pretty, and I just love laying in them. Like I'm excited to like be outside bundled up, not necessarily to be like, oh shoot, I have to go get something from my car. Let me just run out in my slippers. Like, no thanks. But like when I'm outside with a purpose to like be there and lay in the leaves, yeah, I'm excited for that.
And then you don't have to worry about the ticks in the winter, right? Because they go away.
Duh.
Right? Do they go away?
Most of them. But like,
oh, because they can't live through freezing temps, can they?
Yeah, but they can live through fall temps.
Well, yeah.
yeah. Okay, but like you guys came out during peak tick season. Like that was peak tick season. Like we got our lawn treated. I don't know if I said this on the podcast. We got our lawn treated because there was an obscene amount of ticks. It was like,
oh, did you eventually? Yeah, you were looking into calling someone when we were out there.
yeah, so we got that done, and then like right after that we haven't seen like any, and then also like the peak season went away. So
oh, that's good.
it was just, I'm not trying to like exterminate all of them because I know that they're important to like some life cycle out there. But if I can't even go outside and like walk around with boots and leggings and a long sleeve and I still get one, like it's a bit much.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
problem.
So anyway,
Gosh, I wasn't even thinking about the ticks. All I'm sitting here thinking about was like copperhead snakes. I was like, don't flop around in leaves.
oh, you know what? I never even think about snakes in those, like in the leaf piles. I flopped around leaf piles a lot. Like last year.
Do you think that there's snakes out there? I don't think so.
She posted a copperhead on her stories.
Yeah,
Then she was like,
remember?
oh, a little.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Look at
that's
this.
right,
I
that's
didn't
right.
know what kind of snake it was. And everyone was like, it's a
That's
nope
right.
rope. Did you kill it? And I'm like, no, I wish I did.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I could have
yeah,
shredded it with
remember.
my lawnmower too, like right there.
I always like have a hard time doing stuff like that. Like I hate snakes, but I don't know if like I would feel so guilty
kill
killing
it?
one. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, in that moment, okay, here's how I feel. Like growing up in Tucson with rattlesnakes, you just have a mutual respect. You know, if it's in your space and it's like being weird, you cut its head off. But if it's on a trail and you're on a trail, you back away and you do your own thing.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
or
like you're in their space at that point.
yeah. Or like if you want to be like humane, because I know that some rattlesnakes are endangered, you could call someone to catch it or whatever. But it happens so rarely at our house, we just cut the head off, honestly. Anyway. But yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, if a rattlehead snake's coming in your house, you're cutting its head off. Like, I'm not going to take the time to call somebody. Sorry, all you snake
rattlehead
lovers out there.
Yeah,
I'm
rattlehead.
sorry.
Wait, what is it called? A rattlesnake.
I wish its head rattled. Jeez.
Yeah.
Then you'd know where the head is. But that's what she said. But anyway, no. So that's basically what I was thinking. Like, even if it is a mean snake, it's going into the woods. But if at some point it came back and it bit my dogs, I would have been like, oh, I should have killed it. You know, so.
Right.
But that was also during a time when my grass was really high for a couple weeks because our lawnmower needed to be serviced.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen them since. But I picked up a crate yesterday in the garden and I like flipped it over and there was a tiny little like dark green snake that like slithered out and I was like, ah!
The gardener.
Like I've just seen,
It's a garden
it's this little
snake.
garden snake. But I have seen so many snakes here. I never saw this many snakes in
Wow.
Arizona. Like literally never. I saw a rattlesnake in my life like maybe 4 times over 24 years. And I've seen at least 12 in 1 year, you know?
Yeah. That's why you.
There's just,
Maybe it's because of all your tall, like, brush areas. And then
Yeah.
you have the poop lagoon and, yeah.
got the poopy lagoon. Yeah, I'm living in their space, basically. You know, that's...
Yeah.
My friend who used to live out in the desert, like that's where I saw most of the snakes, and like it was an almost everyday occurrence for them. So it's probably just because I'm not living in suburbia that I'm seeing them all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So like, so
fall?
your house, so your house plants that you have, because I mean, I don't have a ton of plants that I take outside. Although winter for me, colder weather brings more humidity, which is nice. Because in the summer it's like, done. But like you guys both have a lot of house plants outdoors. And I know that you probably do specific things to take care of them, but like, are all of your plants that are outside right now coming in? Like, I'm thinking of that giant Thermophyllum Sellum that you have, Becca. Like, are you bringing that inside?
Yep.
Dang.
Yeah. I don't know where I'm gonna put it. I think in the office, because like that's the most like open
that you
space.
have that big,
Yeah, there's a south window in there. So, yeah, that one I was a little nervous about. But then I was like, I'll put it in the office. It'll be fine.
Well, let's talk about that one because that's a really big plant that's outside. Most of my house plants are smaller plants.
Yeah.
And the way I kind of like bring my plants in, a surefire way that there's not going to be any bugs, is I'll just repot it. And most of the time they'll be ready to be repotted just because they've grown so much over the summer. But like, are you going to repot that big thing and you're just going to bring it in? What are you going to use to make sure there's like nothing in it?
I think that I will see. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm going to for sure like power wash it because we have a lot of spiders, like a lot of spiders.
We do too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And so it's mostly daddy long legs, which are harmless and easy to catch and move. But I'm probably just going to power wash the leaves. And then when I water in the soil, usually spiders will come out and leave. So I'll just have to like water, make sure that I'm just going to have to watch, make sure they don't come back. So water and then bring it in like 10 minutes after I finish watering, so they don't have time to get back in and move it from where it was, move it kind of out in the open. Because right now they're all kind of together in like a jungly bunch. So I'm probably going to power wash the leaves and then water it and then give it like 10 minutes separate from its regular spot, not touching any trees or fencing or anything, and then bring it in and then just kind of expect that there's going to be something that crawls out. But just watch it.
Which will most likely be a spider, like you said, right?
Yeah.
Or a snake.
Yeah.
Or a snake.
Yeah.
You think? Like a tiny little snake, maybe?
Didn't you find a snake in one of your plants? Yeah.
I haven't, but I know that they do like, they can slither up into potted plants outside and like create a little home in there, like garter snakes. Harmless.
Oh, my mercy.
But if I saw one in the house, done.
It would be the end. Yeah, that would
Burn
be
it down.
horrible. Burn everything. Burn it down. I hope that a snake hasn't made a home in there. I don't know how it would get up though. Well, I guess you could climb the fence, right? Can they do that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, gross.
Is that a full body?
He's getting visual.
Full body
Yeah.
chills.
A bunch of people, when I first talked about bringing houseplants outside, would ask me questions like, oh, what are you going to do about squirrels, like, digging in your pots or planting things in your pots? I didn't have any squirrels plant anything in my pots, like, no digging or anything. For some reason, they didn't attack that. They went after, like, other freshly planted things that were in the ground, but they never went after, like, the potted plants. So that's not going to be the issue. I think it is going to be the bugs. And maybe you can, like, water in with something.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So one year, which I feel like repotting your plant is a better option, but with a plant that big, obviously it's just too hard.
Yeah.
But you can always water with like hydrogen peroxide and water, and then it will flush everything out.
Yeah.
But then you're just getting rid of all those beneficials in that soil.
Right.
So you'd have to fertilize right away when you brought it back in, and fall's really not the best time to fertilize, but whatever,
Yeah.
Or you can use like a diatomaceous earth and just sprinkle it on top of the pot, and that would pretty much kill anything that tried to crawl out of the top. But then I feel like a lot of bugs, having your plants outside, especially if you have like a terracotta pot or something with drainage that's sitting on grass or sitting out, they crawl up the drain hole through the bottom, and that's where they like to hang out. So I was thinking maybe a couple of my cactus that I'm not going to repot, that I'll like sprinkle the bottom with diatomaceous earth and maybe put a little bit on the saucer and just leave it there for a couple weeks and see. I don't know. The idea of diatomaceous earth, like the way that it kills insects, though, I can't get that out of my head, and it makes me very uncomfortable.
Like it like slices them up.
You know? Yes, it's just so horrific. I mean, I know these are insects we're talking about, so it's like whatever, but it's like, hey, do I want spiders and other things in my house, or do I want them dead?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a horrible way to go, you know?
Yeah. Well, okay. We know that I put diatomaceous earth on my houseplants for fungus gnats, but I would see fungus gnats crawling through it. Like, did I get a faulty bag?
Really?
Like, what's going on? Are they armored now? Like, what's going on here? Maybe I didn't put enough. Like, how much diatomaceous earth do you put on? Like, because it's white powder. And then do you water with it, or do you, like, not water with it?
I didn't when I used it that one summer. I just sprinkled it on top. But then again, I don't know. Maybe you can water with it to get it like inside the plant. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that
I don't know.
I think that like a lot of people either like mix it in like the top inch of the soil. I mean, that's where fungus gnats have to crawl through, and so it usually slices them up. But yeah, it's weird that they were just like crawling through it.
Yeah, I don't understand. Maybe I didn't put enough. I don't know.
You have some superhero fungus gnats.
Yeah.
It's always kind of gross when you like have to cover the whole top of it with like a layer, because then it just turns like ugly colors. It doesn't.
I know.
It's not the most appealing looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why my go-to is just to repot. You know, like I just feel like I already did a video that's not out yet, but I already repotted like 4 or 5 of my houseplants, and then I ran out of my Dela tanks, so I had to order more. But I just feel like repotting your plant and like getting in there, seeing the roots, and then just bringing it in. It's like you have a fresh plant, like you just bought a plant at the store and you brought it home, and like it's fresh and it's good to go, and I'm not worried.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I feel like for my ficus, I'm definitely going to repot all of those, because it's been, I guess, years since I've repotted them actually. So those ones definitely need it, and I'm happy to do it for them. But that huge plant, no. But everything else, yes, I will repot.
Yeah.
Including the cacti, because I have cacti outside too.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, there are certain situations where like repotting's not the best idea, because if you just repot it, a lot of people repot in the spring, you know, so if you've just repotted your plants and you brought them out and they're not ready to be repotted, you take a chance of the plant going into shock or just not doing well, going from being outside where they've been so happy for months, and then you're bringing them inside, whether they're under grow lights or not, they may experience some shock, which may happen regardless, bringing plants inside.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, expect your ficus to look like they did as soon as you put them outside. Like, they're going to drop all of those leaves that they put out this summer.
My fiddle-leaf fig, I'm not even kidding, has at least 10 new leaves, and it's so beautiful right now. And I'm just like, I'm going to wait till the very last minute to bring this in, because she's just going to drop all of her freaking leaves, all of them. And I wonder if that's why fiddle-leaf figs always have such a long, bare trunk, and they're real full on top, because they're constantly losing those bottom leaves every year a season changes.
Yeah.
Or you move it, or you look at it the wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah, truly. I don't understand. But Nicole, are you going to have room for all your cactus inside? Because, like, I don't know if they've ever been inside in that house. Not yet, at least.
Yeah. So, no, they haven't been inside in this house, but I have had my shelves, my plant shelves at my old house. So I know that they all fit. Plus, I did downsize quite a bit with plants. Like, I've lost quite a few plants and I haven't replaced them. I haven't really been plant shopping. So it's funny because Ted, my stepfather, asked me that the other day. He's like, well, where are you going to go with all these plants? There's probably like 30 plants outside, and my plant shelves are just bare right now.
Good.
So I'm just going to like, you know, maybe make sure I check every one of my plants that are currently inside for any kind of pests before I repot those and bring them in, and make sure they don't have to be like quarantined. And then I'm just going to cluster them up. Get them nice and cozy for the winter. I'm actually excited too, because I'm trying out heat mats this winter, which I got from Vivo Sun. Sent me some heat mats, and I'm like, oh, I'm excited to try these.
That's exciting.
Because I feel like they'll benefit I have grow lights, but I feel like they'll benefit in the winter. Plus, the plants are in my kitchen, but our kitchen has 2 really big double like glass doors, like patio doors. And I'm wondering if there's like any drafts that come through there, because if there are, they're going to go straight to my plants. And I'm like, ooh, I got to keep these babies warm, you know?
Yeah.
So. You know what would be kind of cool? I don't know how one would do this, like where it doesn't look bad, but it would be kind of cool to get like a cover for those shelves just to like slide over them. You know?
Yes. Create like your own greenhouse.
Yeah, like the greenhouses you buy on Amazon, like the plasticky stuff. I wonder if that would be possible. I mean, it is possible, obviously. You need a lot of that fabric, but that would be fun for the winter.
Yeah. I know. It's like we want to keep our plants in this little bubble for the winter.
I know.
But so, Adam, as far as your plants go, you could pretty much leave your plants out, like your cactus out all year, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. If they don't make it through the winter, which is like not a winter, but you know, if they don't make it through that little cold spell that we get, then there's not the plants for me. So,
yeah, it's not worth it.
And most of them have, like they all do fine. But yeah, I think I wanted to say, like, I remember when I did live in Illinois and I had some plants that I would bring in. I think for like a 3-week period, I would just spray them with insecticidal soap like every few days. So that's another option. If you're not wanting to like repot a whole pot or scared that you're going to bring pests into your home, because usually around wintertime, we do see a spike in spider mites, I feel, because all of our homes get like very hot and dry because of our central heating if you're in a place that needs it. And that's kind of the perfect environment for spider mites. So you could always spray your plants with an insecticidal soap for, you know, I usually gave it a couple weeks. Like I would spray it one day, wait 3 days, spray it again, wait 3 days, spray it again before I brought it inside, just to make sure things were gone. But yeah, that's another option for your outdoor plants. I don't have any of those kinds of plants outside. So you're right. Like the cactus and stuff, they're fine. The only thing I have to adjust, which is what we all have to adjust, even our indoor plants, is like just the watering routine.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like all of my alocasia go dormant, even though like I'm in Phoenix where it's still, we get more sun than like you guys would get in the winter. It's like the plants still know that it's like dormant time and they just like go dormant. So a lot of like first time plant parents might see a lot of their plants kind of decline and kind of freak out about it. But it's a normal thing, I think, for most of our plants, like the alocasias especially are, I don't know about like anthuriums. Do those go dormant? I haven't really.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say so. I mean, they definitely go dormant in that they'll like stop putting out a lot of growth, but not dormant like an alocasia would, where it would like drop all of its leaves and like store up that energy in like its bulb or whatever.
Yeah. Because I would say my Friedex / I don't know, Michicon, whatever. It's not really a Friedex, it's a Michiconza something. But last year it lost all of its leaves, and right now it's like got 7 huge, beautiful leaves. So I just like left it alone, which is what a lot of people are going to have to do with their plants. Like you're not going to need to water them as much. You just got to like watch out for that, because you could easily rot your indoors if you're continuing to treat them how you did in the summer.
Yeah, for sure. Which is I think that's one of the biggest questions I get is, how often am I watering my plants, being in Chicago and it rains all the time, or the Midwest in general? And honestly, like I make sure that they get water every other day. And it sounds like a lot outside, because obviously like plants outside. Yeah. Yes, house plants outside. It sounds like a lot, but it's really windy here, and especially if they're in terracotta, like those plants are drying out right away. Like within hours of you watering them even, you know? So I make sure they get a lot of water every other day. But then to get on that schedule, like you're saying, when you bring them all in, it's so easy to overwater your plants. So I almost just leave all of mine alone. Like I give them water when I repot them or when I bring them in, and then I don't touch them for like 3 to 4 weeks. And I let them tell me like what they want and when they need water, because I'm almost more certain to kill them by overwatering than ignoring them, you know?
Yeah.
So that's probably a little piece of advice I would give, is just like, let your plants tell you when they need water, and don't get on any specific cycle right away, because they, you know, might freak out on you.
Yeah.
But my Regal Shield is outside. It's in the front. I've never seen these leaves so big. Like I'm in love with this plant. Like I go outside multiple times a day just to look at it. It's gotta be like, those leaves have to be like 10 times the size of my hand.
Jeez.
And I know that they're gonna just fall off when I bring it in. I was debating on whether or not to cut it back or to plant it in the ground and then cut it back and then cover it with mulch, because I know some people in the Midwest do have alocasia all in their garden beds. And I think it would be beautiful, but I'm scared.
I mean, if anything, you could also just cut it back and store it in the garage, like put some mulch on top of it and put it in your garage. I mean, because you're just it will drop all of its leaves. Like they're not gonna survive. So
I know. Why do they do this to us?
Plants need rest too. They're hibernating.
Plants need rest. Yeah, they
They're
do.
They get over winter just like we do.
Yeah. I think now is a good time, if you have one, to break out your moisture meter again, to remind yourself that the plants aren't going to need water as often. So
that's a good idea.
You know, moisture meters shouldn't be the only thing that you use all the time, but I use mine a lot during seasonal transitions, just to retrain my mind. Because, you know, normally when I'm like, because you can kind of feel when you would normally water a plant, you know, because like you get into a schedule in your head, you're like, oh, I would normally be watering my sunroom at this point. Let me just double check that it's the right time. So I'll just shove a moisture meter in a few different parts in the pot. And I've actually been surprised, because a few times the plant was not ready at all, and I was like, oh, okay, I would have watered that if I didn't double check. And I'm glad that I didn't,
that's a good idea.
Root rot.
Yeah, things really,
but that is a good idea.
Things do change, like in your care routine. And then also like fertilizing should probably be stopping now, right?
Yeah. Well, close to now.
Ish.
If the plants are still putting out growth, then I say keep going, but you probably should be seeing a slowing, depending on where you are.
Right. I'd say like in the Midwest, where you and I are, Rebecca, we probably have another good 4 weeks or so of being totally fine leaving our leafy houseplants outside, even like the cactus and stuff. But I feel like once it starts to get down to like 45-ish, 40 at night is when I start to get worried. You know, it's not that temperature all day. It's just for a few hours at night. They can usually be kind of resilient to that. But once it starts to get down to that, I'm like, okay, well then that means it's like 50s during the day. Maybe we should start bringing them in. Yeah. It's usually like the second week of October is when I start bringing mine in.
Yeah. I usually go off of like, if it's in the 50s at night, lower 50s, then I'll bring them in. That's usually what I've done. And for Tucson, that doesn't happen until like December. So
yeah.
So the growing season there is so much longer for growing food too. Like you can grow food from like seriously March to December, which is insane. Like, oh my gosh,
that's awesome.
I'm
so excited to see what you do with your garden. So excited. Like your fall crops.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to ask with your fall crops. So and this is probably good for a lot of other people too, is just to keep an eye on like frost. Because if a frost does come through, aren't you going to have to go cover all of those with like blankets and stuff?
Yeah. So basically, I'm going to get like tunnels to put over the garden beds for my fall stuff. Because if you have tunnels, you can even extend your grow period past the frost date. usually. This is what I've heard from others. So that should help. Like, I feel like I'll be able to grow things at least until like November. I think we'll see. Like, we'll just have to see. It's my first like fall, winter.
Well, yeah,
but
because it could be any temp. Like the seasons are climate change is real and it's happening.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and like something that my mom told me last year that I kind of forgot about is with my cactus, anytime it would get below freezing, I was bringing them all in, or if it would get to like to 32 or 30 degrees, because it does happen in the desert. Not every night, but it does. I was like bringing them all inside, and my mom was like, why don't you just cover them with a sheet? Like, you don't need to do that, because it's really what affects the plants is the dew like freezing on the leaves. It's not necessarily like cold. It's just like the frozen. Right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So I feel like if I have the tunnels like covering the crops, they should last for a while.
I think they will. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what people do here too. Like, well, I just remember our friend Juniper Knotts, who has like a lot of gardening stuff. She would always like cover. She's up in Flagstaff, which obviously gets seasonal weather,
right.
and she would just like cover them with like a trash bag kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what my mom would do with, like, she had some elephant bush and all that, and she would just go out there and there'd be pillowcases all over the yard. Yeah. And like even her ground plants, like she'd be worried about some of her ground plants and she'd cover those.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more so the frost damaging the leaves that you have to.
Yeah, so that's another thing to keep in mind. You don't need to. And cacti are like frost resistant as long as they're covered. Like they can go pretty far below freezing as long as they're covered. So, you know, you don't need to bring them in. That's something that I always forgot about. So cactus can be outside almost year round depending on where you are. I'm not sure like the zones, but you know, I'd say like 25 and up. I don't know.
And I think the most important thing with cacti too is like just to covering the growth tip, because it's always at the tip of the cactus. So like if you live in Arizona, and Becca, I think she mentioned this before, but like a lot of the times around like Christmas time, you'll see all of these cactus in people's yards with like little tiny Santa hats on each like stem.
Cute.
Or even just like a plastic cup.
Yeah.
Like a solo cup to put over it.
Yeah, and I thought people were just like being funny putting the Santa hats. Like I was like, oh, that's so cute. Like what a fun idea. But like, no, actually, that's a good way to resist frost.
Yeah, that's adorable.
I forgot about that, Adam. Thank you for telling me. Wow, that makes me miss Arizona Christmas.
Are you going back home for the holidays, or are people coming to you?
I'm going in for Thanksgiving to Tucson. Yeah, Dan and I are going to see my parents for Thanksgiving. We're trying to be like very strict about seeing my family, then seeing his family, like alternating, so that it doesn't become this like uncomfortable thing. So we've done that like basically since we were together. Our first Christmas we spent apart because he was away for work, but after that our relationship was pretty established. So you know it was like we alternate Christmas and Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving with my family in Tucson, and then Christmas with his family in Iowa this year.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait for snow. I really want to go skiing this year. I love skiing so much, and I just have to make it happen. I have to.
Yes, you should go.
Yeah, for sure.
They
get a lot of snow up in Flagstaff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Snow Bowl. There's also, where did people go? Show Low. I don't know if you've heard of Show Low. Lots of people I went to high school with had like little cabins in Show Low.
I've been like looking at real estate for like a little vacation home, because you know I don't own this home, so I was like, okay, but no, like dreams shattered very quickly, because like a trailer house near like Flagstaff, just like a mobile home, not even a nice thing, is $200,000-$300,000.
Yeah, that's Flagstaff. It's horrible.
And then I looked at like houses to buy near like Disneyland in California, so it could be on the West Coast. Same situation. Like the houses were reasonable, like the little mobile homes were like $150,000 to $210,000, but then you had like a monthly lease on the lot that it was on that was almost like $1,500 on top of what your house. I was just like, okay, gosh. I need to maybe find like a little because I kind of wanted it to be close, but not too close. Like, it would be nice to have like a tiny home in Flagstaff that we could just like go to for a weekend. But
what about like Pine Top or Prescott? Those are fun mountain towns too.
They are. Prescott is awesome. In Payson too, but
Payson, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's all very expensive, especially right now. Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yay for snow.
Yay for snow.
I'm excited about it. I'm really excited. I'm excited to see what this new neighborhood does for like the holidays, because we're big on decorating and just like Halloween and trick-or-treating. I don't know what it is about this year, but I have not been more done with summer than I've ever been in my entire life. And I'm so on the same page as you with decorating early. Like, why not? Like, who's going to care? But like, there's other people in this house and people are looking at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, why can't we just bring out the damn pumpkins?
Yeah.
So I think like I've given my mom to like the end of September, and then I can't hold it anymore. Like, the Halloween decorations, they're coming out. They are coming out. I'm like, if stores can have end caps with pumpkin spice everything.
I want the world to know.
I agree with you.
I can decorate.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm shocked that Daniel has not said anything, because I've got like pumpkins everywhere. Like, I've got wheat everywhere. I have the pumpkin doormat. Like, I have really done it this year early. This is maybe the earliest I've ever decorated for fall. But like, it comes and goes so fast, and then it's immediately Christmas.
I know.
Wait, but
so I'm right there.
Are your leaves turning, or no? They're not turning yet?
No. One of our trees, our maple tree, is like, there's a branch that is trying to turn, and I think it's just because there's like a drought. But like, no, the leaves, even when we were here, we got here October 1st last year, the leaves still were pretty green, honestly. I'll have to look back at photos, but it wasn't super orangey yet. Oh my gosh. And also, I found an old video from like winter season, and I saw how bare the trees were, and I was like, oh God, no. It's so ugly.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's what I'm not looking forward to, is like that January, February, where it's just like this grayscale, cold.
I immediately got upset. I was like, no. Like, no. No.
But I do remember when you moved, the leaves didn't change yet, and I remember when they started to, you were like freaking out about how beautiful it was. So I feel like lately the weather's been kind of, it's like mid to late October is when the leaves start changing. But Adam, like, you would be right to think they'd start changing. They're starting to change now, because years ago, I remember middle of September, everything was orange. Like, September was the month of fall, and it's not that way anymore, which is just such a crazy, harsh reality that climate changes. Yeah. It's wild.
It is wild.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, guys, that was a fun epi.
Yeah.
If you guys are following us on Instagram, we would love to hear how you overwinter your plants. And if you're in an area that requires you to do so, drop us a comment below in today's episode post. And if you're not already following us on all of the socials, be sure to follow us at De La Plants on Instagram, at NotDude, KNOT on Instagram, and at My Clean Leaves. And then Potted Together YouTube, dare we talk about?
Oh yeah, we were supposed to film a video.
Every time.
Well, we have a week. We have a week, because last week we had 2 weeks, so I'm pretty sure we still have a week to get that to you.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
What was it again?
Anyway.
Prop boxes? Wasn't it our prop boxes?
Our prop boxes, or what we have propagating.
Right, okay. Yeah.
You got a lot of things going on. But yeah, go follow us over on YouTube at Potted Together. Well, Potted Together on YouTube. There's no at. Anywho. And don't forget to leave us a review. If you're on a podcast player that allows you to leave us a review, we would love for you to do that for us. It really helps push us into people's ears that like plants and chattiness.
Yes. I
Share
actually
with
want
a
to.
friend. Share online.
Let's see if there's any
Yeah,
negative
sure.
reviews that we can roast right now.
Oh, roasting hour. Should that be a new segment?
No.
The roasting hour.
I feel like that's mean,
No.
but like honestly, I kind of want to. I haven't looked at the reviews in a while. Oh, there's like so
haven't
many
either.
5 stars. It's
I
like all
know.
5 stars.
They're so
Okay, I don't even
incredibly
think there's a
sweet.
bad one.
I don't think
there's-
there is either.
Yeah, the last negative review was in February and it said not much plant content. So, well, if you guys love us, you know.
Oh, you already know.
You already
And you
know.
know, I will say, when we did that one episode of where we kind of just went on a tangent and we just started just chatting, and an hour passed and we realized we're never getting into the topic, I was a little worried. I was like, you know, people are going to leave us some bad reviews. They're not going to like this. And I think that we got the most compliments on that episode than we have any other episode. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a
Yeah.
bad thing, but people want to hear us talk.
I actually had quite a few people reach out to me just based on my comments on being like a childless millennial. Like they were just like,
Yeah.
I am feeling all of the things you said, and like thank you for open. I was just
Yeah.
like, oh, that's so sweet, because like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes when we just get super personal, it can go either way, you know.
Right. And you always tend to be a little bit worried, but I really think that.
What was that?
Okay.
And where did it come from?
Becca just
Sorry,
held
audience.
up a wad of hair that didn't look human or animal, so I'm not quite sure. Is that
This
a wig?
is from Leo's tail, I think. Oh my god, he must have gotten it stuck on a
Wow.
screw underneath our thing. Like that must have hurt. This is like a chunk of hair.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, I was just like I
That's
saw
okay.
a string and I started pulling it and I just kept pulling more and more and it was just this chunk of black and white hair. When did that happen to you? Oh my god, wait, you guys look at him.
His head is buried.
Little
Those
Leo.
pillows, you are all fall.
Oh yeah, she's got some pumpkin pillows.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be doing some like fall home decor videos on my second channel, so you'll see it all. I'm loving it.
Yes.
Go
Yes.
follow Becca on her other YouTube channel if you like all of the home decor, life vloggy type videos.
Mm-hmm.
And what is it called? Becca Calhoun, right?
Becca Dilla Creations,
Oh, that's your YouTube channel name or Instagram?
my YouTube channel name. I took my name off of it because I
Sorry.
felt weird. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Della Creations.
Yeah.
Go follow her. Sorry, I didn't know that.
No,
Bad
that's
friend.
okay. Hey, that's okay. All right. So we will talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in this week. Love you all. Bye.
Bye.
Gear Patrol calls their new dive watch the best sub-$500 dive watch. Full stop. Men's Health rated them as the most stylish solar watch in the game. Who are we talking about? It's Movement. They're leveling up your gift giving with the sleekest watches you can buy and the biggest deals of the season. From their innovative ceramic materials to sexy automatic divers, from ultra-thin dress watches to solar-powered statement pieces, and everything in between, Movement is making sure you're the good gifter this year for your family, your friends, or for yourself. And now you can take advantage of 30 to 50% off Movement's California clean watches, jewelry, and accessories to get them a gift they'll never forget. With fast, free shipping and returns and amazing bang for your buck, Movement makes for a relaxed shopping experience. And with one-size-fits-all watches, it's an easy, elegant gifting experience too. Shop 30 to 50% off now at mvmt.com. That's mvmt.com.